Hey guys, hope you're all doing well and staying safe out there. Welcome to another pick a card reading with me, Blish Lily. In this one, we're going to be having a chat with your soul and finding out what important messages your soul has for you this particular time. Alright, a quick reminder to like, share and subscribe if you haven't already done so. And without further ado, let's go ahead and take a look at today's options. So I have 3 choices for you today, my darlings. This is option number 1 with Angel Aura Quartz. This is option number 2 with an amethyst. And option number 3, you get the citrine crystal. So see which envelope you guys are drawn to, which crystal. Don't overthink it. Let your intuition do the talking. But if you do need a little bit more time to make your decision, pause the video because we're going to go ahead and get started with option number 1. Option number 1, and welcome to your reading, my darlings. So if you were drawn to the Angel Aura Quartz, let's go ahead and find out what important messages your soul has for you at this particular moment. So we have number 13, emotional challenges, resolving the issue. So your soul is coming through and telling you that there were some very difficult times in the past, yet there's something that you're clinging onto that's making you feel that you're still in this relationship, you're still in this situation, and it keeps causing you a lot of pain. It keeps causing you a lot of pain, and your soul is saying if you could see all of the tears that you've cried, if you could see them combined, it would be a lot. It would really be a lot. So your soul is coming through and it says, it's time to get out of this situation. It's time to stop hiding away from certain emotions that lie deep within, and it's time to resolve them. For some of you, it's about letting somebody go. For some of you, it's about letting go of a certain part of your life. For some of you, it's a fantasy that never became a reality. Because that can be so painful as well. When we fantasize about something, we expect something, and then we turn out to be very disappointed. So your soul is coming through and they're saying stop holding on to emotions that are making you ache. Those tears you cry, they're not needed anymore. There's another approach. There's another way of living. Especially for those of you guys who are lonely over here, you guys have been single maybe for a very long time. Your soul is saying that there's another way of being. That you need to resolve those issues. So they're saying that you're strong enough to face a lot of things, but it's like, it could be that you've adopted something from your ancestors over here. Because I'm hearing, for some of you, I'm hearing children crying. So it's the internal, the inner child within you that's crying out for love, crying out for acceptance, attention. For others of you, it's the energy of, generations upon generations upon generations experiencing the same trauma. And they're saying that you have the ability and the resources and the strength to heal some sort of ancestral trauma. Some of you might have been seeing a lot of 13s. Because 13 in tarot, this is all about the energy of death, the energy of transformation, and the energy of, having to let something go, having to go through the grieving stages and release something. There are 2 paths ahead with the sacred divinity. Right, so some of you guys, there's a big thing about number 3 over here. 13, 3, 33. You might be in your 30s. There might be might have been an important event in your life when you were 13, some sort of emotionally charged event, they're telling me. For most of you, unfortunately, it was negative. So it could be that your parents separated when you were 13. 30 from 33, it might be that some of you might have embarked on some sort of journey, adventure, and it didn't it didn't turn out the way that you hoped it would be. It could be a relationship, it could be like a career choice, but they're saying it's time for you to claim back what's yours, right? Your soul wants balance. Your soul wants its fragments back. Your soul wants to be whole again, wants to be complete again. And they're telling you that there's always a choice. That if you've been feeling that you don't have a choice, your soul tells you there is a choice. It's just that there's, a choice that you might not like. And they're saying that you're ready to hear this. You've matured enough to realize that life doesn't always go our way. But that's not always a bad thing. Because there's more that you don't see at this particular moment, and your soul wants you to know that. And here I'm getting a very strong phoenix energy, right? An energy of rebirth, an energy of creating a new reality, of becoming the creator of your reality, becoming your own God, if you will, right? Realizing that the sacred divinity is within you. So there are two paths ahead where they're saying you will have to make a decision. Are you staying in this energy where you keep rehashing the same thing over and over again, or are you saying enough is enough and you're reclaiming your energy, reclaiming your balance and moving ahead? Because your soul wants you to see this. Your soul wants you to see that there's another way of living. And this has a lot to do, maybe some of you guys, you've been diagnosed with anxiety, like literally, like you might have been depressed, if you will. And I'm sorry if that triggers some of you, but your soul wants you to know that there's a different way of living. That you can reach out for help. That there is help, that there is hope. Transition. Yeah, look at this. The energy of transition. Some of you guys could be 43, 34 is coming through as an important energy. The frequency of transition supports our deep understanding of the ever-changing nature of existence and our lives, so that we can learn to let go, surrender to the process, and allow transition to occur with ease and grace. Exactly. This is what your soul wants you to know. And it's so, so important. Like the message from your soul over here, that the transition doesn't have to be this difficult. The transition doesn't have to mean that, something that's really important to you has to be released. It could be altered. It can be changed. For quite a few of you, you're afraid of losing your the persona you have created, the false you, in order to survive, in order to achieve a lot of things. And they're saying, well, the real you wants to come out. Your soul wants you to know the real you wants to come out. And this is the transition, the rebirth from the false you that you created in order to cope with the world, for your caregivers to like you, whether it was your parents and so on and so forth, transitioning into the real you, where you get to know the authentic, true you, and you accept yourself with all of the imperfections, yeah? And the miracle over here, 33, again, guys, you and 4s and 3s, maybe you have life path number 3, maybe you were born on the 13th, right? Some of you guys are 33, 43, 33 coming through. And this is the Christ consciousness, right? When we're talking about 33, this is very much about miracles. The frequency of miracles supports our belief in ourselves as part of Source, and therefore our belief that anything is possible. Once again, guys, this is, if we're talking just physical, right? Even if we take away all of the spiritual part out of this reading, if we're talking about physical, this is very much about your brain being able to form new neural pathways, about you being able to, your body being able to produce hormones that make you happy, hormones that make you optimistic, hormones that take away the very pessimistic outlook, okay? And where you don't maybe react to things maybe overreact to certain things. But they want you to know that there is a miracle, because we're going to bring back the spiritual part of it, okay? There is a miracle. There are a lot of things over here that are going to happen unexpectedly to you or with you, right? Of course, you have to put in the work, but the transition, they're telling you, like, you probably don't remember this, not consciously anyways, but just before you were born, it was a very traumatic experience, because there you were for 9 months, comfortable, warm, cuddly, safe, secure, and then what? Then somebody's pulling you towards the light, and all the screaming and the change in temperature and the change in the way that you breathe, and it's like, what the hell is going on? And it might feel very different to like the second birth, but once you were born, your body adjusted. And it's the same thing over here. Your soul wants you to know that you can adjust to a lot of things, that you're capable. Once again, letting go. Allow the wisdom to remain, but the sting I shall never feel again. Your soul is telling you that you can't forget something. You can't forget something that happened to you. You can't erase it. I feel a lot of you guys over here for option number 1, you're highly sensitive, and you feel that maybe you don't want to remember certain things. You don't want to associate with the old parts of you. That's why we're talking about fragmentation. But they're saying, like, this is part of you. Like the bad experiences, everything that you went through, all of the times you messed up, all of the times that you didn't mess up. They're all part of your life story. And you can't change it. And this is very much about acceptance. And you can't change how somebody treated you. You can't change how you treated somebody. But you can get the valuable lesson from it, and you can let go. So get the experience, get the good stuff, right? And let go of the pain. This is what the soul is telling you, that you're crying over spilled milk. Okay. For some of you guys, there's your soul saying that you're meant to travel, you're meant to be somewhere else. You're meant to live somewhere else. And you've been afraid of letting go of all of this. It's almost like, you know, when we don't really feel good where we are, but we don't necessarily see a way out, like of getting out of there. And they're saying it could be that you're subconsciously punishing yourself for something. It could be that you feel that you've become the victim of the circumstances. It could be that you feel that you're not ready. There's loads and loads of things that are going on, but your soul is telling you that it's safe for you to travel. It's safe for you to move on. Some of you guys could be 22, 26, born in June, or 28. And your soul is saying you're meant to experience more in this life. And even it doesn't matter your age, even if you've been feeling that your life is over and like you don't really have anything to look forward to, your soul is giving you a smile saying, no, that's not the case. That really is not the case. There's so much more yet to discover. And your soul wants you to know that once you start believing in miracles, and when we're talking about believing in miracles, it doesn't mean that you're going to sit on the sofa and just be like, I believe in miracles, so miracles come to me. No, we're talking about co-creating with the universe. I always say this in my readings, right? That, you know, this is not a magical pill. The universe is not your, it's not your servant, but it is your friend. It is a co-creator with you. So they're saying that, yeah, you can, there is going to be an opportunity for you guys to get out of a situation, to get out of a country in a way that wasn't there or wasn't apparent before. And it will feel like a miracle. It will absolutely feel like a miracle. So pack your bags, option number 1. It's time to transition into something else. And even if we're talking just about this transitioning period, they're telling you that you are safe, that you are overseen. That your body, your mind, your spiritual team, the universe, they're all working together. But you are so strong, you can single-handedly prevent all of those positive changes by staying in this energy. So claim your power, and claim your power to change things. Claim your power to accept your imperfections. Because it's incredibly liberating when you're trying not to be a saint, because you're not. You're a human being. So give yourself a break over here. Option number 1, give your soul a break, give your body a break. And another thing that's coming through, I don't know, that was just so like, because I heard like a sigh of relief, and then it's like, I keep hearing this message, and take some time off already. It takes some time off already. All right, lovely. Option number 1. This is what I have for you. Hope you enjoyed it and it resonated. Don't forget to claim the energies of this reading down in the comments below by saying I claim it, or it resonated, or whatever else that you want to write. Like, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification button so you don't miss out any of the other upcoming content. For personal readings, you could always send me an email. The email's in the description box below, together with the link to my Patreon page with more exclusive content, additional discounts, and much, much more. All right, lovely. Option number 1, stay safe out there. Take care. Bye now. Option number 2, hi and welcome to your reading, my darlings. If you were drawn to the amethyst, let's go ahead and take a look at the important messages from your soul. What is it that your soul wants you to know at this particular time? All right. We have the eternal union. New love is forming. In between worlds. New directions, and we have the secret temptation. All right, I see. So you guys have been manifesting a loving relationship over here, and your soul wants you to know that right now there's this energy of temptation that's coming through. A temptation to create relationships in your head, a temptation to create scenarios in your head, a temptation to self-sabotage, to sabotage the relationship, temptation to be going towards people who you know are bad for you, not seeing the red flags. And your soul's coming through and they're saying, listen, there's somebody over here for you that's just on a completely different level. There's somebody over here for you that's going to be good for both your mind, body, and for me, your soul. But you are tempted to go back into the energy of toxicity, codependency. You're tempted to go back into illusions of how the person is without getting to know them. You're tempted to go into illusions, into thinking that you might not be the right match for this person because they're either too good or too this or too that. There's this energy where they're showing me scales that are being tipped from one polarity to the other, from one to the other. There's no balance. So you're in between worlds where new directions are available when it comes to your love life. Right? So on one, it's almost like when there's like a picture of like an angel and the devil on like your shoulders, and one is saying one thing and the other one is saying the other thing, and you're like kind of in between, like this little turtle going like, right, well, which one is right? Which one is the truth? So you guys have had a lot of negative experience. You do have a lot of negative experience. Your family has a lot of negative experience. So this is what this temptation is, right? Where you're being led astray, where you're being, like, this is your fear of intimacy. This is your fear of love. And your soul wants you to know that right now, you actually have an opportunity to shift that dynamic, to really shift that dynamic. Because new union wants to be formed. There's somebody who wants to come through for you over here, my darlings. New love. And again, I want you to know that this is not like, this is a spiritual union, but it's also a real one with a real person. Not with somebody who you maybe have like made up in your mind, not with somebody who is a long distance, but with somebody who's real, who's here, who's warm, who's a person. Because you guys, option number 2, it feels like sometimes you tend to have a lot of relationships in your head, or you tend to overthink relationships that are even real, and you kind of throw in the towel before it's time to. And your soul is saying, I'm lonely. I want the real thing. I want the real deal. I want the real person. But you know, this is like what happens to victims of very traumatic relationships, unfortunately. This is where we put, like, you know, the mask of the person who has hurt us. We put it on every next relationship that we have. And we think that, you know, this person, like the new person, is going to behave the same way that the old person did. And your soul wants you to know that no, that's not the case. That there are new directions available. For some of you, there's a clear indication of meeting somebody while traveling, or meeting somebody while like changing, I don't know, they show me like changing directions between worlds. For some of you, like you might be meeting your person on a plane, because we have like sort of the sky energy over here, the clouds, right? For some of you, there's a clear message that, you know, you're going to be joining the Mile High Club. Like your soul has a very good sense of humor, so do you, but you tend to forget about it. You tend to like maybe put too much pressure on yourself, on yourself in relationships. You tend to put too much pressure on your partners in relationships. There's a perfectionistic vibe over here, which is very much the energy of the devil and tarot, where our own mind, our own fear is trying to trick us into believing that something is there when it isn't. And it's also making us stay with people who can't give us what it is that we want. So your soul is saying it's time for you to be honest with yourself. It's time to get out of the dream world and into the real world. It's time for you to see somebody for who they are. It's not what they say, it's their actions. But you guys, you're tempted to come up with excuses for people because you're very forgiving. And you tend to be like, all right, well, he's behaving like an asshole because blah, 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 blah. But it's cool that you understand, but it's not cool that, you know, that they're doing this to you. It's not your job to be their therapist. It's not your job for you to be there while they figure out their shit while they're hurting you. So your soul is saying like I feel tortured, but your soul wants love, and your soul is asking you to please let the possibility of this new love enter into your life. Realization. The frequency of realization supports the internal process of becoming aware of our heart-centered truth, as well as the external process of becoming our highest expression in the world. All right, some of you guys could be 37, born in 73. Your soul is saying, listen, I know you're a tough cookie and all that, but can you stop ignoring the need for me to be in a union, in a loving union? I mean, they call it soulmates for a reason. So your soul's saying like, I want my mate. Not because I'm incomplete, not because I'm like not good without one, but because it's natural. Because that's the way people are built. They're not built to be alone. People are meant, like this is why it takes two people to procreate. This is why we have the chemistry within our bodies. This is why biology works in a certain way. So your soul is telling you that, you know, you need to realize that maybe you've been feeling like, oh, I want to stay alone. I'm not going to settle down. I'm not going to, be with anybody who isn't like, and then you have like a full list. But your soul is saying that it's time to realize that we're all real. And the truth is that you are lonely. And it's time for you to realize that there are new directions available, because the universe is ready to show you this through this realization. Belief. Alright, so there's this energy for some of you guys where you tend to maybe see a lot of 11s, right? And your soul is saying that there's loads of beliefs that have been limiting and that have been leading you down the wrong path. Some of you guys might be dealing with a twin flame energy, but I keep saying it doesn't matter, twin flame, soulmate, as long as this person treats you right. If they don't treat you right, they're saying, don't go looking for explanations that this is a twin flame journey or things like this. They're saying, no, the guy is just, or the girl, they're just not being nice to you. So they're like, be careful what you believe in. The frequency of belief supports our sense of self-worth based on our gifts and talents and a strong connection to source. So it's very interesting that you guys were drawn to the amethyst, because you're very spiritual, you're very highly sensitive. There's this energy of like highly sensitive, but you guys tend to sometimes be naive, and because of like your nature, you tend to believe a lot of people, and they're saying it's time to question your beliefs, because we have this secret temptation. So your soul is saying sometimes the truth is bitter, and it's okay. Because it's better to, have your eyes being opened and to experience this momentary feeling of being uncomfortable, rather than like living in a lie, living in this like secret temptation. You have a very strong connection to the source, a very strong connection to your intuition. But I think they're telling like you've been neglecting your intuition. And your soul is coming through, and they're saying it's an important message for you to hear right now, because this union wants to come through with somebody so good. So good, you guys. Like better than what you have imagined. Better than who you have imagined. But not perfect. Not perfect. But definitely worth it. Abundance. Okay. All right. My purple team, guys. A lot of you guys over here, your crown chakra is very active. Very active. You guys might be getting a lot of downloads. There's a lot of amethyst, a lot of purple energy. You guys have a lot of values. A lot of respect within you. So with abundance over here, your soul wants you to know that if you are afraid of letting something or someone go because you might feel like there's nobody else for you, they're saying, all right, it's time to shift your energy towards the energy of abundance. It's time to shift your energy of thinking towards the energy of abundance. Because there is somebody for you, for sure. And this person wants to come through, and they want to get to know you, the real you. And they want to do naughty stuff to you. But I feel for some of you guys, sometimes when we are like in long codependent relationships with narcissists and so on and so forth, we unfortunately tend to think of somebody who's reliable and calm as somebody who's boring. And they're saying like, well, you have an opportunity to change that. You have an opportunity to change your beliefs. You have an opportunity to change your thinking from lack mentality to abundance. For quite a few of you guys, your soul is also saying that any issues when it comes to lack mentality, they're affecting both your love life and your career. And they're saying, no, you don't have to struggle. There's plenty of love. So for some of you, it's very interesting. They're showing me a concept where you might be thinking that love might run out. Love might run out with time. It could be one of your fears. Or like when you're not pretty anymore. Remember that Lana Del Rey song? Will you still love me when I'm no longer young and beautiful? The answer is yes. Because funny enough, your soulmate is going to fall in love with your soul. Just to piss off all of your inner demons that have been telling you otherwise. Yeah, they're going to fall in love with your soul. Another important message over here from your soul, my dears, is that quite a few of you, you're meant to earn money in an unconventional way. So maybe the society isn't going to be accepting of your career choice. Maybe it's going to be your family that's going to be telling you, but do you mean you don't want to be a lawyer and you want to be an artist, or you want to be a singer? And you'd be like, yeah, that's what I want to do. Or a photographer, or like, you know, a beautician, a poet, a writer. They're telling me that, yeah, your soul, like your soul is saying, I'm not going to be happy unless I do what makes me happy. And no money in the world can buy happiness. So your soul is saying, like, stop fighting yourself. Because like there's this energy of like internal battle that keeps going on. And it's very draining. It's very draining for your energy. Another thing that's coming through over here, my darlings, because I feel that you, again, you tend to overthink. You tend to be somebody who gets a lot of downloads, and there's little grounding that I'm feeling over here for you, option number 1. Very little grounding. It's almost like sometimes you just want to escape and you go into like either astral traveling or very deep and long meditations, or some of you guys, you just go into like binge watching some sort of series and pretending that you are one of the main characters over there, because it gives you the feeling of being alive. And again, this is one of those temptations. They're luring you in to live in a made-up world where everything is perfect, where you are safe, and your soul is like, no, I want the real thing, I want the real deal. Right? So with the justice is the energy of balance. This is where your soul wants you to know that, you know, you have to be able to balance spirituality and practicality. You have to be able to balance to, you know, work and play. Physical activity, mental activity. There's lack of balance. So your soul wants you to know that maybe it's time to review a few things. So some of you guys might be having issues sleeping, or like your sleep cycles are all like messed up at this particular moment. For quite a few of you, I'm hearing that, you know, you've been saying a lot of things are unfair. And your soul is saying, yeah, a lot of things are unfair, but be fair to yourself. You can't control other people. You can't, you know what I mean? Because I feel like you guys are very, very honest. But your soul says, just be honest with yourself. And don't worry about other people. Like, they have their own reasons, they have their own beliefs. As long as you're honest with yourself and you're not judging yourself. Because with justice, especially in tarot, and I know this is not tarot, but in justice, this is when we judge ourselves, when we become our own, like, strictest judges. And they're saying, stop judging yourself. And once again, if you guys are thinking that somebody's judging you, no. Your soul wants you to know that no. Some people might, but your mind is making it bigger than it actually is. Like, people are usually preoccupied with themselves. Yeah. But there is this cause and effect that's coming through, and your soul wants you to know that you will see justice being done by you. For sure. All right, lovely. Option number 2. This is where I'm going to end your reading. Don't forget to claim it down in the comments below by saying I claim it or I resonated, or wherever else you want to write down in the comments. Like, share and subscribe. Hit that notification button so you don't miss out any of the other upcoming videos. For personal readings, send me an email. The email's in the description box below. So there's the link to my Patreon page with exclusive content that you won't find anywhere else. Yeah, so make sure to check it out because there's also additional discounts from my patrons. A big shout out to them, by the way. And much, much more. Alright, my darlings, take care of your amazing selves now. Bye. Option number 3, if you were drawn to the citrine crystal, hi and welcome to your reading, my darlings. Let's go ahead and take a look at what is it that your soul wants you to know. Important messages from your soul. Wow. Some very powerful energies over here. That's why you guys were drawn to the citrine. Like literally there's a jolt of energy. So if you guys like are feeling down in the slump at this particular moment, your soul wants you to get ready because there's going to be quite a few insights over here. There are going to be like flashes of inspiration. There are going to be, downloads. And they're saying it's time for you to channel your knowledge. It's time for you to get down to writing, to creating, to painting, right? So that your soul wants you to know that you are creative, and your soul also wants you to know, and this is such an important message for, you know, whoever needs to hear this, that you're not going crazy, right? And all of these ideas and like, you know, inspiration, it's coming from somewhere that can't be seen with the naked eye. It's the energy of, and it's a bit of a scary picture to be honest with you, but it's more like, you know, you guys might have mediumship abilities. You guys might have very active solar plexus chakra and very active third eye chakra as well, right? So they're saying that now your soul wants you to know that channel whatever is coming through. Whatever ideas, whatever thoughts, whatever, I don't know, music, pictures, what you call it, try automatic writing. Try automatic writing. Your soul wants you to know that it's time to channel the energy. Because when we are, for example, when we're holding a pen, we have those like, you know, the 3 fingers are being like put together, right? And we're like channeling the energy. And they're like it's time for you to channel the energies through your hands. It can be cooking, right? It can be writing, it can be painting, it can be putting something together, it can be creating papier-mâché, whatever it is, creating jewelry, they're showing me. Putting puzzle pieces together. They're saying it is definitely something that you need. Your soul is saying don't hold it back, don't discard it, because some very important information and realization is coming through through those actions. For somebody it's gardening, by the way. Another thing that they're showing me is if you don't know where to go, your soul is telling you maybe to take a compass, to take a map, or to like have Google Maps or something like this, and to just feel your hands, like let your hands sort of guide you. It's very interesting. But it's definitely something to do with your hands. Wow, okay. Number 8 is important, so you guys could be life path number 8. Shield your energy. So you guys could be 32, 23, born on the 23rd, right? They're talking about shielding your energy, and this is very much about your soul wanting you to know that right now is not the time to pay attention to what people think, right? You guys, I feel you tend to be somebody who maybe sometimes needs reassurance, and that's absolutely normal. We all need reassurance, we all need validation, but your soul is saying right now is not the time to listen to the negative feedback. Constructive criticism, yes, but negative feedback, a big no-no. And you guys might have a lot of toxic like frog-like, toad-like looking people around you. And I don't know why I'm laughing, but they're like, you will know exactly who I'm talking about. And your soul is saying like, right, you need to shield your energy right now. You need to make sure that, you know, you don't talk about things, maybe just at the first early stages. Don't share this with anybody just yet. Because until it becomes more solid, it's quite wobbly, it's quite wonky, it's quite, you know, it's like a newborn learning to walk. So new ideas, realizations, don't share it with anybody just yet. Because you see something that's beneath the surface. Your subconscious mind might realize a few things, but your conscious mind might not. And it's very easy to convince your conscious mind to do something or not to do something. And your soul wants you to know that right now you're in this period of creating, where you have your own critical judgment, where you're sort of distancing yourself from what other people are saying and from what they are projecting upon you. Meditation improvements require persistence. Exactly. So your soul wants you to know that something that you are going to be inspired to do, this is the right thing for you. But don't expect fast results. Don't expect things to happen overnight. Although for some of you it could be like overnight and very instant ideas. However, they're saying like the results might take some time. So keep going, keep doing what it is that makes you feel enlightened, what it is that makes you feel alive again. Don't let that inner sun, from the solar plexus chakra and the citrine, which is, by the way, used to heal solar plexus chakra. Don't let that sun come out, like the light from the sun go out. Keep hearing that song, it can't always be night. And they're saying, keep going, because you got this. I want to say that somebody over here who's listening to this is a very handsome man, okay? And I know I have a lot of ladies, but I do know I have a lot of gentlemen listening to and watching my videos, but there's somebody over here who needs to hear this. Like there's a man who was struggling a lot with his self-esteem. Maybe somebody who changed like their appearance, but hasn't changed how they feel inside. You look very good, you're very handsome. And of course, my ladies, you're always gorgeous, yeah? All right, we have the magic. Okay, so some of you are magicians over here, but let's not get too woo-woo, yeah? Let's keep it real. However, the frequency of magic supports our intrinsic ability to grow and expand beyond this moment to move towards possibilities and expressions that are grand and profound as we can imagine. All that is required is our belief in their manifestation. All right, guys, so manifestation only works if you do. Magic only works if you do, right? Magic is very much about knowing how to deal and how to work with different energies. The energies of elements, the energies of your conscious and subconscious mind, the energies that we don't see, right? This is what magic is all about. And it's about belief. And belief, because when we believe, this is when we persevere, even if things aren't really working out. So there is going to be a lot of magic within you, a lot of magic within your creations. And I mean, for some of you, especially if you guys are creatives, you know, when somebody paints one picture and somebody paints the exact same picture, but you're just drawn to one. It just has this something. It's the magic. This is the magic of something. This is the feeling, the vibration. And your soul wants you to know that you have the gift, you have the talents, you have the skills to pay the bills. But it doesn't mean that you become complacent. It means that you keep going and you enjoy and you keep going and you achieve something and you enjoy it and you're happy with it, and then you keep going. And it's not going to be forced, it's going to be happening naturally, organically. You will want to expand yourself. You will want to expand your understanding of something. So on a very basic level, this could be for some of you guys learning something new, being inspired to learn something new. Whether it's astrology, whether it's making amulets, whether it's Wiccan magic, you know, whatever it is, whether it's creating candles or creating jewelry. But you make the magic. Synergy. Your soul wants to collaborate. Okay, the frequency of synergy supports our allowance and acceptance of the not so obvious, never seen before combinations and unions that result in new ways of functioning, working, thinking, relating, loving, and being. It reminds us to embrace the unfamiliar so that new yet exciting co-creations can give birth to new reality. All right, this has a very magical feel to it. This has a very positive feel to it. Your soul is sending you a message that it wants to co-create with other souls, right? So after that initial period where you're kind of like, all right, I know where I'm going, and it doesn't mean that you have to tell them the whole thing, or tell them your plans, or tell them how much you're planning to earn. You know what I'm saying? But it's the energy of co-creating, because sometimes when we're just communicating with somebody, they might give us some ideas. So we're co-creating with them without even realizing it. Yeah, they might be an inspiration without even realizing it. They might give us some sort of insight without realizing it. But it's you who's going to realize it. So your soul is like, think outside the box, darling. Let nature inspire you. Let combinations that haven't worked before inspire you, right? Putting crystals that maybe haven't been put together before. Creating some sort of new smoothie, right? Creating a design that just normally wouldn't work, but damn, it looks good, right? This is what synergy is all about. And your soul wants you to expand. Your soul wants you to think differently, think outside the box, to try and test different things. This is very much the energy of the Temperance and Tarot, where we mix the things that maybe don't mix usually, or we haven't tried mixing them before. And this goes about, like when we're talking about relationships. Maybe you have a certain type and you don't go for anybody else. They're like, give somebody else a chance. Your soul wants you to know. Like, it doesn't always have to end up being like, a long relationship or, a lifelong friendship. It doesn't always have to be that way. Sometimes it's just about getting the experience. Knowledge. Yeah, a lot of you guys are very smart. Very smart, incredibly intelligent. Maybe for some of you, you're quite skeptical, which then begs the question, what are you doing here listening to tarot readings? But I think part of you knows that there's something there. So I think a lot of you guys, even if you're skeptical, even if you don't believe in a lot of things, especially magic for some of you I'm hearing, you're going to realize that maybe you just have been getting it wrong, in the sense that maybe you've been thinking about magic as something that it wasn't, and that magic does exist, but not in the way that you thought it does. So it's some sort of important knowledge, and it does have a lot to do with making your dreams come true. So your soul is saying that there is kind of like an unconventional road, a road less traveled, that you're meant to take to achieve your prosperity, to achieve your abundance, to achieve your fulfillment. Passion. Okay. Rise, passion, rise high, inflame my purpose, reach the sky. Okay, so this is very interesting. For some of you, your soul is saying that you will meet your soulmate. your twin flame, however you want to refer to the love of your life, right? Or a passionate encounter over here. You will need them to, they're showing me like to open, like to remove some blocks on the way to your purpose. They might help you discover your purpose. And this is why I keep saying, like, it's an unconventional way. So it could be that you will be working together with the person that you're meant to be with, at least for now, for the time being, right? Some of you guys could be 41. Some of you guys have been seeing a lot of 11. Some of you guys could be 27, 28, right? 31, 32. You might have been seeing a lot of numbers. But here it's the energy of passion. And your soul wants you to know that it's okay to have fun. It's okay to be passionate. It's okay to show your sensuality. It's okay to show your sexuality. This is what your soul wants. Your soul wants to experience a lot of new and different things. Your soul wants to feel again. Your soul wants to have this positive feedback rather than like going to kissing those frogs that never turn into princes or princesses. Your soul wants to have fun. And your soul wants you to believe in yourself. For your path is very different to the path you've imagined. Your path to that active solar plexus chakra, that's all about creativity, all about self-esteem, all about connection to self, is different to what you were told it has to be. So for quite a few of you, option number 3, this feels like the energy of having been reborn. And when it finally starts like hitting you, it finally starts like things start changing, energy starts shifting. Opportunities start coming in, and your soul wants you to know that you shouldn't be afraid of it. Because you got this. You absolutely got this. All right, lovely. Option number 3. This is where I'm going to end your reading. Don't forget to claim the magic of this reading down in the comments below, right? Because it does work. You know it does. All right. Like, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification button so you don't miss out any of the other upcoming videos. For personal reads, do send me an email. The email's in the description box below, together with the link to my Patreon page, in case you guys want to check it out. Full of exclusive content, additional discounts on personal readings from my patrons. Big shout out to them, by the way. And much more, so make sure to take a look at it. All right, my dears, take care of your amazing selves now. Bye.